Alright, so right here looking, how do you multiply and divide radical expressions? When multiplying radical expressions, factor under the radical are multiplied when factors not under the radical are multiplied separately. Alright, so right here, example 1, you got 7, negative 7, times a negative square root of 8. Alright, so we're going to multiply 7 times 8, square root of 7 times square root of 8. So we got multiply the outside number. Alright, so went ahead and just multiplied 7 times 8, got 56. Now, we're going to see what perfect squares go into 56. Well, we got 4 and 14. To write our factors out, we know 8 and 7 is one of them. Alright, we know that 4 and 14 is one of them. Now they just use 4 and 14. 4 was a perfect square, so you pull out the 2, so you end up with negative 2 on the square root of 14. So now we're going to... Alright, but if we just had the square root of 8 and the square root of 7, we could also have done this. We know the square root of 7 is going to stay inside. And we know that 8, if we break it down, is 4 times 2. Well, we got a perfect square in there. Alright, so we take square root of 4, we get negative 2 on the outside because you multiply negative 1 times negative 2. Positive 2. And then you're left with 7 times 2 is left in there. 7 times 2 is 14. That's another way you can look at it. Alright, example 2, multiply the numbers on the outside and then those on the inside. We're going to reduce the radical. So right here we could say 30 times 6 equals 180. 5 times 2 equals 10. Now we're going to factor out the numbers on the inside. We have used 36 and 5. Those are factors of 180. Alright, 36 is the square root. Cross that out. Gives me 10 times 6. Gives me 60 on the square root of 5. Now, there's another way we could have done it. 5 on the square root of 6 times 2 on the square root of 30. Alright, we can go ahead and simplify these right now. So we can do 5 times 2 is 10 on the outside. We already know that's on the outside. Now we got square root of 6 and square root of 30. Factors of 6. Alright, let's do factors of 32. Alright, so we got 30 will be 5 and 6. Alright, so we don't have to factor this one. So we'll say 6 times 6, because we still have that 6 right there, and then 5. Because we got two of the same values, because we know 6 times 6 is the same thing as 36. So we'll take that 6, pull it out. 6 times 10, 60 on the square root of 5. Alright, try on these. We can do multiple ways. We can multiply the outside, multiply the inside. 7 times 4 is 28. 10 times 6 is 60. What goes into 60? This is a perfect square. Let's think about this. Alright, so we know 10 and 6 go into it because that's what we just multiplied. We know that, let's see what else we got. 20 times 3. So 2 is 30 times 2. 30 times 2. What else do we have? 4. Does 4 go into it? 15 times 4. Alright, well we got a perfect square there. And we know nothing else to go into 15. So we know that 15 times 4, square root of 28. Square root of 4 is 2. 28 times 2. 56 on the square root of 15. And that is our solution. Now we could have done it like this. We could have said 7 times 4 and still got 28. And then we could have said, okay, so now I got 10 times 6 on the inside. And we know this is 5 and 2. 3 and 2. We have 2 2's. Alright, so we know that, put them back under there. 5 times 3 And then 2 times 2, we know 2 times 2 is 4, so we can pull that out. 28 times 2 is 56, and 5 times 3 is 15. So now we get the same exact solution. Now you try the last one. I'll see you in class tomorrow.